Hey there, good morning everyone. Monday, the 25th of December 2023. Yes, it's Christmas Day. That long-awaited day has arrived, and this is my Christmas sermon that I will be delivering very shortly. This morning's readings come from two readings. The first one is from Hebrews chapter 1, from verse 1 through to verse 12, and John chapter 1, from 1 through to verse 14. Now, I'm not going to read them because they are quite long, but I would encourage you to read those two readings. So if we go to John chapter 1, verse 1, we find the words "in the beginning." Does it sound familiar? Now, if we go back right to the beginning of scriptures, in Genesis chapter 1, we find the same words, "in the beginning." Hebrews chapter 1, verse 10, we also find "in the beginning." Now, for many, those words simply slide over the tops of the head. But for the believer, these words are all important, and we need, especially today, to go back to the very beginning, for as for many, it is something we may have forgotten with all of life's ups and downs. Scriptures we find are not geocentric, meaning that it revolves around the earth, the sun and the moon and that kind of thing. God created heavens and earth, that we know. But the scriptures are more theocentric, God-centered. Everything in Scripture begins and ends with God. Hebrews chapter 1, verses 10 to 12 reads, "In the beginning, O Lord, you laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the work of your hands. They will perish, but you will remain. They will all wear out like a garment. You will roll them up like a robe. Like a garment, they will be changed. But you remain the same, and your years will never end." Even in the scriptures in John chapter 1, verses 1 to 3, it almost echoes the words found in Genesis chapter 1, when it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made." Everything in Scripture is built not around the earth or around man, but around God. So have we ever asked the question, why does Scripture emphasize from the beginning? Well, a possible answer is because God knows that what we focus on influences how we think. And Scriptures want us to focus on God. By way of example, often we hear how people have issues in life, like with the economy, the political situation, and a lot of other things. And I've said this many times before. Think of 10 things that you can be thankful for and give thanks to God for that. If it is a person who struggles to see past the issues of life and focus on the goodness of God, then that same person, if asked to write a book about the things that have upset them or distressed them, will churn out that book within a matter of minutes. Why is this so? Because what they are focused on is influenced or has influenced their thoughts. What you focus on determines how you think. And Scriptures want us to begin focusing on not on the things of the world, but on those of God. Consider what happens when people focus on the things of this earth. Genesis chapter 1, verse 2 describes the world at creation as being formless. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. Is that not interesting? Many people would view their world as such, without form, empty, and filled with darkness. And that's what happens when people don't start out looking to God first. They view life as being, well, simply that, empty, formless, and filled with darkness. They end up seeing life as depressing and ultimately hopeless. The eye is the lamp of the body, Jesus tells us in Matthew 6, verse 22. If your eyes are good, your whole body will be filled with light. But if your eyes are bad, your whole body will be filled with darkness. If the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? The implication of this is that we should not keep our eyes on the world, or else we will all end up with an empty, formless, and dark life. Your eyes will become so darkened that because that is what they are focused on. John, in John chapter 1, verse 4, speaks of the light. And this is closely linked with the word. And this should be regarded as personal. It means the spiritual enlightenment to which humankind received and was coming exclusively through the word. In the physical world, life is dependent on light. For example, when a seed is planted, it germinates and gravitates towards the light, not towards the darkness. So if you focus on the things of this earth and suddenly lose all your earthly treasures, you will feel as if you have lost all reason for living. One can easily become blinded to everything else of value. Do you have the light of the world or the light of the word in your life? Or are your eyes still focused on the world and its events? Jesus warns us many times to be alert and watchful. This world will pass away. What do you focus on, the light or the darkness? As the world celebrates Christmas, let us not go the way of the world by placing ourselves in the ways of the world by going commercial. This was never God's intention when Jesus arrived as a baby. Just as the elite of the day missed the arrival of the baby because they were busy going around doing things that man required. Remember, there was a census that Augustus Caesar had called. So if we do that, then you too will miss the arrival of Jesus when he returns because you are too busy fretting about the darkness of the world. This world will pass. My dear friends, may this time be a time of joy for you as you rediscover the word. The same word is the truth and the way and the life. And the truth has never, ever sought to hurt us, always to bring us good. So our prayer for you this day and each and every day is that may we get to know God better through his word. May we reconnect with him not only during this time, but each and every day. May the Lord be with you, may he keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you, and may he be with you always. And a very blessed and happy Christmas. Goodbye.